Hey everybody, welcome back to Craps University. Today I'm going to show you a strategy that I feel comfortable with playing in a real casino. So I don't know if there's a name for this, but I call it place to come with a short lay, 220 inside, and we play the pass line with odds after the come out. So place to come is we have a place bet, and those will be replaced by come bets when they travel. Okay, so if it travels to the 5, you'll get paid on that place bet. You take the place bet down and you put odds there. The lay bets are really only for 2 to 3 hits. That's for the come out. That protects your initial inside investment, and we work all the time on the inside. So this is kind of a beefy strategy, and I have done well with it at a casino. So I thought I would share it with everybody. So we usually lay 200 on the 4 and 10. My casino pays the VIG up front, so that will be a $5 VIG on each, because when you get paid, if you do a 0.7 out, that's 100. 5% of 100 is $5. You don't pay on the total lay bet. You only pay on what you're going to walk away with. So you have to be strict with that. Don't leave that lay bet out there. It is risk, but there's only 3 ways to roll a 4 and 3 ways to roll a 10, as opposed to 7. There is 6 ways, 6 and 8. 5 ways, 5 and 9. 4 ways. That's 24 total that you have to roll, and 6 ways to roll a 4 and 10. That's everything added up in aggregate. So I think it's pretty solid. Now sometimes on the come out, we will roll a 4 and we just deal with it. Kind of a bankroll. I am playing a $2,500 bankroll. So let's calculate everything up. We'll do 220 inside. We will do 200 on the 4 and 10. If we start doing well, we'll bump that up to 250 on the 4 and 10, which pays 125. So you think if you 0.7 out after the come out, say it's 5, you'll get paid 125 when you're doing well, but to start you'll get paid 100, and 100, that's 200. You'll also play a pass line that gets 25. So you're really protecting yourself on this come out roll and the first few, because there's nothing worse than laying all your bets out and somebody immediately 0.7 out. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get some 2 or 3 hits, and then we'll take down the lay bets because we should be nearing profit. Our come bets will be $25. I know that we've got 220 inside, so that's 50, 60, 60, 50. We're taking a $50 place bet. We are replacing it with a $25 come bet. And I personally usually start off at 2 times odds. I don't go all in. on the odds because I'm still trying to manage my bankroll. So I really think that we just should get into this and see how it goes. Let me get some dice. I think those will do us. So as I said, we put down a $25 bet. We will lay the 4 and 10. This is the vig up front. Really, if you can find a casino that charges vig on win, that would be much better. So that's the vig. That's $10. So our initial layout, we also need to put in 220. A lot of money. But we do have some protection. All right. We also play max odds on the pass line bet because we're in this to win it. All right. Let's go. And we're coming out. And 8. These were working. 60. 60 pays 70. We come down. And we can go 5 times odds. Let's take a black. 25 with 125 odds. All right. There we go. And we're shooting. And 11 yo. Forgot that come bet. As usual. And 12. 12 craps midnight. And that's a loser. We replace it. All right, here's what we're going to do is we're going to go one more. Since we had that 11 and 12, let's go one more. And 6. We move there. We know that that's going to pay, and we will pay out 75, and we'll ask for a nickel. And what we can do is we can drop those 5 ones, and we'll take this down. We'll tell the dealer to give me 2 times the odds, and we'll rack that. So that's a nice little rack. That is 2 hits on numbers. We hit the 8 and the 6. We're going to ask the dealer to take the lay bets down. We get our vig up front back. We will end up buying the 4 and 10 if we start hitting some numbers. And 8 the hard way, that's a winner. And with that winner, we're going to get 150 and 125 pays 150 on those odds. 1-to-1 on the flat bet. We will pick all that up and we will rack. And this moves, the dealer will then drop 25 for us, and then we will play 2 times odds. This is the come out roll. We're in good shape, all in all. No come on the come out roll, and we're looking to establish a number. And 8. So here's what happens. I know we put down the odds, but the only thing that was working is the flat bet, so everything gets returned to us. We'll leave a come bet there, and at this time, I will buy the 4 and 10. We'll pay the $2 VIG. That we'll mark it as a buy bet. And with the 8 being on, we will do the 125 odds again. Perfect. We've got 1 come bet working, 2 place, 2 buy, and the pass line. Let's go. 2 craps. That's a loss on the come bet. And 5. 50, pay 70. Ask the dealer to drop you 2 times odds. They'll drop that. We'll just pick that up and collect. And we need a few more hits. We're looking for an 8. Let's drop that come bet. Let's drop it in red, since I seem to have an abundance. And 7 out. All right. So we get paid there, and everything else is a loser. We probably broke even there. We'll drop the red on the pass line. We'll pick that up. And again, before we get started, we'll lay those. We'll drop 220 on the inside. All right. We've got the pass line. We've got the $200 lay bets each on the 4 and 10. We've got 220 inside. Let's see what happens now. All right, this is the come out. And 9. Since we're working, I should mark it as working. And that gets paid 50, gets paid 70. Dealer, take me down. We're on the 9. We got 25. We can go 100 odds, and we will leave 25 in the come. All right, that's the first hit. And 3 craps. Take the comes, pay the don'ts. All right, 8. Come bet travels. 60 pays 70. Dealer put 2 times odds. We'll pick that up and rack it. We'll drop our come bet again. And 3 craps. Let's take the come. And 4. All right. Should have taken that lay bet down. I said 2 or 3. This travels to the 4. We lose that lay bet. The dealer, we're going to say, take down my other lay bet for my protection, and we will put 50 odds. Dealer looks at that and says, we'll just swap that out. All right, we'll drop 25 in the come again. And it's funny, when I'm on the other side of the table as a player, I like putting my come bet in the same spot every time. A lot of times I put it at the bottom of the E. If I'm over a little bit, I put it at the bottom of the C. A lot of times that's to allow the dealer to get the payouts ready here. Just a friendly thing I like to do. We'll just put it in the middle of the O. All right, let's go. Looking for a 9. And 6. Come travels. 60 pays 70. We'll drop 2 times odds on that. Actually, the dealer looks at it and says, let's just change that out for you. And we'll rack up 55. All right, 3 craps. Drop another come. And 3 craps. Again, we're looking for a 9. Let's see a 9. Come on. And 5. All right. 50 for that place bet. Pays 70. And we'll take that down. We'll drop 50 and odds. We'll drop that come bet. All right. Look at this. We got all the come bets except for the 10. We're looking for a 9. And 7. 7 out. Get paid down there. All right. We're off. Let's get everything set up again. $10 VIG. $2.20 inside. All right. We're working. We've got lay bets out there, pass line. All right, and we're coming out. 7. All right, here's what happens. We know we're going to get paid 200. 200 for that. We've got 220, but we get paid down there. All right, 225, we got 220. We give this back to the dealer. They give you $5. So basically on that 0.7 out on the come out, or actually the 7 on the come out, we netted $5. So we've got the protection to be working because we've got these lay bets. All right, let's go. And we're coming out. And 6. We're on. We get paid 70. We'll leave that. We'll rack all this up. We will put down 125 in odds, and we are good. That was the first hit. All right, here we go. We're rolling. And 5. 5 moves to the come. We've got 50 on the come. We take that down. And we tell the dealer, put 50 odds on that, and we rack up this $45. All right, that's 2 hits. Do we go one more hit with the protection out here with the lay bets, or do we take them down? That is totally up to you. I'm going to go one more hit. Let's see. And we're rolling. And 8 the hard way. All right, so it worked out for us. We move over. 60 pays 70. We take our $50 odds. We leave a come bet, and we rack that up. Dealer, take my lay bets down. He drops them out there. He gives you your vig that you paid up front, and we rack that back. All right, looks like we're a little bit behind, and we will wait for a few more hits before we buy the 4 and 10. All right, roll them. And 6 the hard way. That's the point. We move here. We know that we are going to get paid a total of 175 for a 6. The 125 odds gets paid 150 and 1-to-1 on the front. And we can pick this up and thank the casino. We can also say, hey, let's put out my odds, but the odds are not working. You can tell the dealer, I want my odds working, but if you roll that 7, you lose your odds. Here, you're kind of, your odds are safe. And if a 7 rolls, you're only losing that flat bet. All right, and we're coming out. The only thing I'm going to work is that 9, is my single place bet. I do that sometimes. I don't have any protection, but we had 3 hits, so we're in pretty good shape. And we're coming out. And 6. All right, here's how this works. We get paid on the flat. They just give those back to you since this has now become the point. Leave your come bet out. Grab 125 again. Drop it there. And we're going to tell the dealer that you want to buy the 4 and 10. So I take $52. That's a $2 VIG. And we are going to turn those into buy bets. We can take that lammer off. All right, and we're shooting. And two craps. Looking for that 6 again. We lose the come. And 8. All right, pay the flat bet. The odds we get 6 for every 5, so we get paid 60. They usually just throw it by there, and I'm going to tell the dealer pressure on my 8 odds by 25, and we'll rack up the 60. And we're shooting. And 6 to point. Again, $25 pass line with 125. We know we're going to get 175 total. That's 150 on the odds payout and 1-to-1. And we picked that up. And we racked that. This is now going to move to the 6. We are off. And I am not going to work anything. The only thing that works are these flat bets on the 5, 6, and 8. All right. And we're coming out. And 8. We're on there. So we know we're going to get paid on that flat. And we're going to tell the dealer, give me 75 odds. So basically what I just did there is, since I had odds on the 8 of $75, I'm going to move that directly over, and I'm going to pick up 25. Now I'll drop 125 in odds behind the pass line, and we're golden. All right. And we're shooting. We're looking for that 8. And 5. We already have a come bet. That'll just stay there. And here we get paid 3 for every 2. We get paid 1-to-1 on the front, 3 for every 2. We have 2. And there we go, 75. Now, you saw me press my odds on that 8. Here I'm going to press my odds, but wait a second. We're pressing to 75 on odds on the 5 and 9, or let's just say the 5. That's not good. Just throw the dealer a nickel, make that even, because when they do the calculations, they have to take this, divide it by 2. I got 80 there, 40. So we know that $80 payout is 120. If you leave it at 75, they're going to round you down to 74, split that in half, and then basically whatever that half of that is, they're going to take 75 and add it to it. So it's being nice to the dealer. And it does you a little bit better to come out a little bit forward. All right, let's roll them. And 7 out. Good roll. We'll pick all this up. We get paid on that come bet. Drop back down in the pass line. All right, we got to get set up again. We are going to lay the 4 and 10. That's our $10 VIG. 5% on the winnings, $100. Boom, there we go. Why don't we do this and make the lay bet $250. We paid $5 each, so we know that the additional VIG is $2 each, and we pay that, and we'll pick it up and go. And then we've got 220 inside. All right, there we go, 220 inside. Now we're at 250 on the lays on the 4 and 10 each. All right, we're coming out. And we're coming out. And 7. All right, 7 out. We get paid there. That's our 125 there and there. Let's stay up. We're going to bring these back. 225. So we brought in $55. Staying up here. These are working. You don't have to work it, but I like to work it because we're covered. One thing we do have to do is we have to pay our VIGs again, since they're basically coming down. And now it's $14. There's the 14. And we're coming out. We're looking for a point. And 2 craps. We lose our pass line. And 6. We're on to 6. We've got 60 out there. We know 60 pays 70. We're going to come down. That's 110 right there. Because we came down on everything. Because what we'll do is we'll drop 25 there. We'll drop 125 in odds. We're still behind. We still got our insurance out there. That's the first hit. All right. And we're rolling. And 7. 7 out. All right. We are going to get paid 125 and 125. We had a come bet out there that also gets paid. We lose our 125 in odds, and we lose 150 down there. So what are we going to do here? So to bring us back up to working mode, we need 220. but really we only need the 60. And we've got to pay the $14 in big. And we're going to put the pass line back. So after the point is set, we racked I want to call that just a wash, basically. But okay, we got to start all over again. And we're coming out. We're working. Pass lines always working. Lay bets are working. And 6. That pays 70. We'll bring that down. We'll rack that. We'll put self-service that bet down there. That's first hit. All right, let's go. And we're shooting. And 10. That hasn't happened all this session, but we lose that. That's worst case scenario. We move there. We tell the dealer, hey, we want 2 times the odds. We'll work ourselves up. And rolling. And 7. 7 out. All right. And when we get paid 125 there. All right, let's see what we got here. $2,000, $500, $1,000, $1,500, $17, $18, $19, $2,000, $100, $200, $50, $5, $59. $2,259, which gives us $241 down. So the amount of money we were betting was a lot. Not bad, but this is how I play, and agree with it or not, I like it because of those lay bets can really protect you. If we wouldn't have hit that 10, think about it. We'd be even right now. We hit that 110 that took down the lay bet, and kind of wiped us out. But we could have clawed ourselves back, no doubt in my mind, because I've played it. I've been there. I've done it. So this strategy, we worked the 220 inside with a short 2 to 3 hit lay on the 4 and 10. Then we killed the lays and let $25 come bets continuously work. We start off at 2 times odds and we work ourselves up to the max odds. We didn't get to show that because we didn't have a roll long enough. If that happens, if you hit max odds, then you go to a $50 lay. So that widens up the odds. I would rather get paid on a come bet and odds than a place bet. So you have to be strict on that short lay window. If you go too long, and it's easy to do because of the temptation, you're going to lose. Now, we were still in that window when we hit the 10. You saw that probably took us out of a $9 loss or a $259 loss. So makes a big difference. We could have recouped that money. And really, this strategy, why I like it so much, is it allows you to bet fairly heavy, but it allows you to sit here and wait for that God roll or hot shooters. So you can start busting out all of these numbers down here and here eventually and pressing up those odds on the back without risking going full odds immediately. That's why I like this. It's a very interesting, and I've never seen it. I'm sure somebody has done it before, but I get asked a lot at the casino, what the hell are you doing? And I'm like, they're like, you're risking. No, once I explain, I do have a hedge for the first few rolls, but I take it down because if you've hit 2 or 3 times these numbers at a 220 level, you can pay off the $25 come with a 50 odds. So I have yet to really go in the hole playing this strategy. I mean, I've gone $2,500 bankroll. I've gone down maybe $1,500, but then you claw yourself back because due to the frequency of the 7, and if you see the 7 a bunch, you know that for that frequency to work, eventually it's just how long can you withstand and how long do you want to be there. So with that being said, so what are the risk maps and fixes? Well, the lay bets on the come out at 4 and 10 get hit early in the first few rolls. You can either drop an immediate lay on that number, even though you've got a come bet, and the risk of a choppy table. And this happens, right? If you get 3 rolls in, you pull those lays down, and the 0.7 out is right next. That is the killer. Always try to pay off your initial investment as soon as possible so you can start playing with house money. So one thing I do, I color up after that good roll that I'm looking for. If I've doubled my money, I'm done. Okay? If my bankroll doubles, I'm done. If I'm in the middle of a roll, I'm going to let the roll finish. And, you know, this also helps with some choppy tables if it's early. Now, if you pull down those lays 0.7 out, you've already hit 2 or 3 times, hopefully 3 times. You got to worry about your odds on the pass line, calculate that in. So not a lot of people work those bets on the come out, but this way you can. And the way I look at it is you are trying to work your bets as soon as possible. You do have protection, but you only have so many rolls before 0.7 out comes. So let's take advantage of it. And that's why I've never seen this. I'm sure somebody's got something very similar or exactly the same. So I'm not going to say it's mine. It's just the way that I like to play. It's a few strategies. Pass line with full odds, lay the 4 and 10, 220 inside, but I just move it to working on the come out so I can try to get extra rolls in and extra hits before that dreaded 0.7 out happens. Yeah, so in the comments, let's hear about it. If there are other strategies out there, I'd like to see it that are similar to this. So drop a line. If you haven't subscribed yet, let's go ahead and subscribe to Craps University so we can create that community and share ideas and thoughts about the game of craps. All right, we'll see you next time. See you at the field. Thanks for watching.